The South Shore's Morning News rolls on. Great to have you here. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team. And it's time now for our South Shore Chamber of Commerce segment. We do that every week after the news at 7:30. And I know Tim Cahill is not here with us this week, southshorechamber.org. However, the South Shore Chamber always sets us up with amazing guests. And we do have yet another one in studio this morning. It's Jonathan Boyar with us. Jonathan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Jonathan is the owner of, well, let me see. How do I say this? Is it Ecologic Entomology?
You got it. It's a mouthful.
Whew, boy. All right. Ecologic Entomology, and you're the owner of this. Okay. So let's get into all the details. Okay. So tell me, first of all, for everybody listening this morning, and of course you can see Jonathan up on YouTube. Hello, YouTube land. All right, Jonathan, tell us about the company then. What is Ecologic Entomology?
We're a pest control company.
Pest control?
Yes.
All right.
We service pretty much all of Massachusetts, but with a strong focus on the Boston market in the South Shore.
Okay, so tell me why you went into this industry. What led your career path here?
I was a strange kid. When I was very young, I took an interest in insects.
Really?
And I went to a local fair, the Rehoboth Fair, and I saw an exhibit about honeybees, and I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
My grandfather took me to night classes to learn about honeybees, and before I knew it, people started calling my parents saying, "Can your kid take the bees out of our yard?" So it kind of evolved.
Real? Okay,
just
you
like
became the guy to go to even before
I was the bee
business.
guy.
Yeah, the bee guy. Okay. Well, tell me about, now obviously you scaled up, you're the owner of your own business. Jonathan Boyar is with us today. So talk about some of the most common issues that you deal with in homes. You do businesses as well?
Absolutely. We do a lot of commercial work. Our business headquarters is in Boston, and we have a secondary office down on the South Coast as well. So we do a lot of residential work as well, but the company really focuses, the bread and butter of the business is commercial work.
Okay.
Is
that rodents?
A lot of rats, a lot of bed bugs.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, with the city comes these issues, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So out this way, we deal with a lot of carpenter ants and stinging insects and mice, of course. So there's always a problem with pests.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. I know. I had to explain, to anyone that's new to the area. I said, you're going to have some bugs, and there's going to be some activity. Hopefully, not a lot of activity in the basement. And people were saying too, maybe you heard this as well. They were saying because it was so cold and so bad, they're going to be seeking somewhere to go, right? This is the way it is.
Yeah, climate change is affecting pest behavior and levels of infestation.
Okay.
Longer, warmer summers means that animals like mice and rats can have additional litters outdoors, and that kind of sets up a population issue.
Okay, that's interesting. That's fascinating to know. Okay, so you can deal with all of these issues. Let's see. So the climate change is affecting. So you've seen this over the time since you started the business. Yeah,
a lot of pests are heat driven. What that means is, especially insects, they tend to develop and mature quicker when it's warmer. Yeah. So what does that mean? That means infestations set up quicker.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing, again, when I got into this business when I was a kid, very young, you would see like crazy level infestations with cockroaches. We're starting to see that kind of thing again, and we do think there's a climate component to that.
Well, that's a reason. Yeah, I mean, this is when I went to vacation in Florida, I did not like that very much. You see a lot of different things popping around the house. This is a great reason why one of the things that's great to be in New England, right?
Correct.
Typically, is because of this climate. Because you always hear about things moving up, from the south, or speaking of the bees, what was it? Those murder hornets or things like all these crazy things seem to be from other parts of the country, but eventually the territory expands, right?
Yep, eventually, especially with the climate change, that promotes that.
Yeah. Wow. All right, we're talking with Jonathan Boyar, owner of Ecologic Entomology. He's in studio this morning. If you've got any again questions, the text line is open, 781-837-4900. So let's see. We'll get to some rodents have been in the news a lot lately. Yeah, that's right. I forgot the outbreak here. The very serious issue with the ship. We remember the cruise ship hantavirus. I was hearing. I'm not sure. Where it came from, or it might have been I had heard that maybe one couple was doing bird watching in a landfill or something like that. But in any event, rodent populations. Are they growing? Is it something serious we should be concerned about? What are you seeing?
Yeah, we're definitely seeing infestations of rodents, particularly in the cities. You know, they're really, I live in Boston on my off time when I'm not doing anything and I don't have any plans. I actually walk the back alleys of some of the, you know, streets in the Back Bay area. And it really is, as people are reporting, they're, you know, it's at a level that we haven't seen in a long, long time.
Okay.
So the hantavirus thing, if you're a pest control technician, you know what hantavirus is. It's still a very rare condition, and it's generally people who work in a close proximity to rodent urine or feces that are most at risk.
Because you'd have to physically handle it, right? You don't breathe it in?
Breathe it in, yeah. I
but
mean,
you'd have to be in very close, you know, just to not
correct.
scare. Yeah.
I'm not knowledgeable about this version where it can pass from person to person.
Yeah.
So that's a new strain that they're talking about.
Yeah. Well, it comes to, you know, and not only, I don't know how much you deal with outside pests like ticks, but we know that there are many things that can bring diseases, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
we do a lot of tick work, actually.
Yeah.
And we actually use an all-natural product for that.
Oh, that's great.
So, and it has wonderful results. We wouldn't sell it if it was ineffective, but we have tremendous results with it. So ticks are a big deal. It's a public health
for sure,
issue.
And you can kind of put, is there a way to kind of make like a barrier or something in the back of your yard? Is that possible? Or
it's just general landscaping and grooming of the yard. You know, you don't want to let things be overgrown because that's where the ticks are. They're not in the middle of your, you know, perfectly manicured
they
lawn.
like that other stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's where they are.
Okay. All right, we've been chatting this morning with Jonathan Boyar, owner of Ecologic Entomology. He's been our special guest and their brand builder with the South Shore Chamber. Get involved, southshorechamber.org. And, of course, Jonathan, you guys like working with the South Shore Chamber and Tim Cahill?
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yes.
For people to reach out, because I might have some people here listening, again, do you service the South Shore in terms of businesses or homes?
Yep.
Oh, that's great. If
Absolutely.
people want to reach out as, you know, things are warming up here, how can they do that? How do they reach out to you or find out more about your company?
They can go to the internet, Ecologic Entomology. I know it's a mouthful. If you put in Ecologic, even pest control, it will be the first one that pops up there. But the company line is also 888-780-0110.
Oh, that's great. Ecologic Entomology. Jonathan Boyar is the owner of Ecologic Entomology. He's been in studio this morning as our special guest in a fascinating conversation, again, as someone that, again, sees it day to day and really knows what's going on, because we've got to keep an eye as to what's going on in the basements, in our backyards, and around our homes and businesses. It's important to stay on top of it, right?
Absolutely.
All right, Jonathan, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
South Shore Chamber, and if you want to get involved with the South Shore Chamber, you can go to southshorechamber.org, southshorechamber.org.